give you a sense of, again, all the different ways that AI can support you, on our platform. And again, in the Q&A, happy to talk more broadly about, how AI can be, used in your search. And I know Gabby's going to walk through a lot of very specific kind of detailed elements and ways in which it can support you. So give me 1 second just to bring up my screen here. All right. Are folks seeing the EarnBetter screen here? Okay, great. So to start, you go to earnbetter.com. You type in your email address. I've already kind of got a fake one kind of plugged in here. The first step, we will just ask you for any version of your current resume. And so here I've got a very basic resume. It's kind of built off a sample of one that we received from a customer service lead that was kind of using our platform to work on their resume and documents. And so we're just going to drag and drop that, and we accept PDFs, accept text files, we accept, you name it, we accept it for the most part. So then we're already reading your resume, and then we're taking out your personal information. So we're not asking for your name, your phone, et cetera. If we don't see that information, we'll ask for it. But again, we try to, as a product principle, we try to just do as much as we can on your behalf that we think is reasonable. Just again, we want to save you as much time as possible. So assuming all this looks good, I'm going to save and continue. Let's say I'm looking for a customer service rep role here. Save and continue. At this point, again, we've looked at that resume that you've provided, and we've been able to extract all the different work experiences. So let's say, we got the dates wrong, or something wrong with it. This is the opportunity to kind of check and verify that we have the experiences in the right order, the right companies, the right titles, et cetera. So let's say that looks good. We're going to save and continue. And now we're just trying to understand a little bit more about what the goals are in your search and what your preferences are. So let's say I'm comfortable in either remote or in-person settings. We prefer a full-time role. For this type of role, let's just say 50,000 per year. This helps us again understand the types of jobs that we might want to present to you, based on your profile and your preferences. So at this point, we've kind of learned a little bit about your background, learned about your preferences. And at this point, we now have a draft of your new resume. And so I'm going to just expand this a little bit here. So we've taken, again, this document, and within minutes, we've been able to create a new draft. And as I shared at the outset, and I think what Gabby echoed, we clarify, look, this is AI generated. So we're going to take that content you've provided and try to reword it so in kind of a professional voice, look and feel, et cetera. Because we really want your substance, your experience, your education, your skills, you name it, to kind of stand out versus the style kind of being distracting. So once we have this draft, you can edit it. You can edit the design of it, right? We've got a number of different kind of templates you can utilize, different colors, et cetera. You can then change the font, change the size, change the alignment. So a number of different kind of formatting tools to help, get it perfect from that standpoint. And then also edit the content itself. So, if there was kind of an element here that you wanted to kind of update, you can just update in kind of the left-hand side. It'll update right in the preview here on the right-hand side. If you didn't like a certain description, or it dropped a certain part that you really want to add back in, again, just edit it and add it, and it'll kind of, do that easily. If you want to kind of, again, reorder experiences, do anything like that, reorder sections, you can do. If you have some certifications that, again, we didn't pick up on that initial parsing of the resume, you can add them here. We're also suggesting, hey, we know you're looking for customer service roles. Here are the skills that you've already added. There might be a couple other here that we often see in customer service job descriptions that you might want to kind of add in. So, let's say conflict resolution, empathy, and problem solving. And so those are just going to be added here at the bottom of your resume. And then if you have a volunteer experience, or projects or something like that again don't neatly fit on this, you can always create a custom section of your resume to kind of capture that experience too. So again, that gives you kind of a really solid baseline to kind of start from. So once you're done, you can kind of download that, use it on any job site you want. So I'm just going to click finish here. Let's see, somewhere else, submit. And so now we're going to show you some job matches. So we have your profile, we have your preferences, and let's just say one of these roles looks exciting. This kind of sales rep role at Johnson Controls. So now, we do a couple things with AI. So one is you kind of have the entire job description down here. We actually use AI to kind of scan through the job description and bring out, is it in person? Is it full-time? Is it mid-level? Here's a summary of the job, using AI versus needing to kind of wade through that full description, as well as we try to pull out the responsibilities, some of the qualifications. So again, some of these job descriptions can be so long. So having AI kind of summarize the key parts of it can just help you get through this a little bit faster. But let's say you're interested in applying for this role. You can generate custom docs. And for that is, okay, we have your resume, but are there any ways we want to tweak it slightly to make it more attractive for this given position? Again, we would never advocate adding things that aren't in your skills and experience set, but sometimes you might have something that's relevant for that job that's not on your resume. And so what EarnBetter enables you to do is kind of customize and tweak your resume for each job, utilizing some of the kind of the skills and keywords in that job description. So here, let's just say, I don't have HVAC experience, don't have experience with Johnson Controls, but I do have experience with service agreements. And here, maybe I do have some experience with field sales, and I'm strong with interpersonal communications. So I'm going to finish up kind of a draft of that resume that's going to be specifically tailored to this opportunity, and then a cover letter as well. Again, you can edit it further, right? So you can edit the content, you can edit the design if you want for this resume that's specific for this specific role. It shows also where we added in those skills and keywords for that given opportunity, but you can just download it and apply. And you can do this for jobs that you find on EarnBetter, or you can do this for jobs you find off on EarnBetter. So you find something on Indeed or LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, you name it, on a company site. You can always come to us, copy in that job description, and we'll be able to do the exact same thing. Again, always for free. And again, it takes just a couple minutes to get that, or a couple seconds really to get that initial draft. We've also created a draft of a cover letter here. So again, you want to kind of layer in your personal voice. You want to kind of, review it, make sure it kind of, adequately describes, you and kind of your background. But again, download it and use it to apply, just again, to be more efficient in your search overall. So that's a bit about kind of the custom docs feature. The other feature, let's say you really are excited about this sales rep role. Kind of like Spotify has similar playlists, right? You can create almost like a playlist or a search based specifically off a role like this. So, maybe I'll find one, let's see, this account executive role. You can click in here and we're going to find roles using AI that are really close to that role that we found. So, a lot of these are data center sales roles, and they're finding similar data center type sales roles. So again, we're using AI to scan through all those job descriptions and find ones that are similar. So that's a unique feature that we have. If you now, if you aren't finding kind of the recommended jobs that you'd like, you could always dial in your recommendations more with search. So again, let's just say, well, you're showing customer service roles, but I'm really interested in, program management, any work setting. You can look at the level, you can look at some of these details, you can look at as a full-time, part-time, et cetera, et cetera. So let's say I'm looking for kind of entry-level program management role, any work setting. So then, here's kind of what'll be coming up from that standpoint. And you can always create search alerts if you're finding kind of good recommendations from that standpoint. So maybe next, what I'll briefly show is we're automatically helping you track and manage your job search too. So, that role we just, you could say you applied to. If you're kind of applying to roles, essentially like this will help you kind of program manage the search from that standpoint. So you can, I think, what's pretty powerful here is once you're in this interview state, you can now start generating an interview cheat sheet. You can do a practice interview. So, basically an interview cheat sheet is one where we will look at the job description, we'll look at your background, and we'll give you a little bit of background on the company and maybe some sample questions you might be asked in your interview to just help you feel a little bit more confident heading into your interview. So it takes a couple seconds here to generate, but I'll show an example of one of these interview cheat sheets. It's just a great way to spend a couple minutes to get ready. So again, employers really want to see that you've done a little research on their company. So we've linked out to their website, we've linked out to LinkedIn on their kind of company page, provided an overview of the company, and then provided some higher likelihood questions you might get along with some sample answers that are tailored specifically for you and this given role. And then kind of the next and final feature I'll just kind of highlight is a practice interview. So This is a little bit awkward. I'll have to answer a question. It's always hard to find people to like practice interview with, but like it's one of the most important things you can do. It's hard enough to kind of land interviews. Once you do get those interviews, the best advice I have is just practice, but it can be hard to like practice out loud and get feedback. And so what we've built is kind of a voice to text feature here that enables you to do a mock interview from any platform, from anywhere, at any time, and it'll give you feedback and it'll give you suggested ways to improve the answer. So I'm just going to answer this question real quick, and then I'll get, kind of tell me what it liked about the answer, tell me ways to improve it, and then we'll see how it suggested improving the answer.
Hi, Jane. Let's practice an interview for a HVAC sales representative role at Johnson Controls International. Can you walk me through your experience in field sales, particularly in the HVAC or building systems industry?
I actually don't have any direct experience in HVAC or building systems, but I'm really excited about contributing to the company, and I'm really confident in my ability to kind of, sell into your customer base and help meet their needs. And so now again, thanks for bearing with me on the answer there. And so it'll tell me, what did it like about the answer and what were some things that it wanted to improve. It liked the honesty, it liked my expressing enthusiasm, liked kind of the confidence, but it would love to see me kind of talk about a specific example where they're transferable skills, and maybe a little bit more structure from that standpoint. And so then what's cool then is, hey, how could you reword that? And using, again, my experience from my resume and the specific job, it'll give you a suggested way to kind of potentially improve the answer. So in summary, we try to help you everywhere from, finding that, with your initial resume, to cover letters, to doing job tracking, to finding job matches, to interview cheat sheet, interview preparation, mock interviews, kind of soup to nuts. So you don't have to be an expert in AI, you don't have to be an expert in job search, but we try to kind of level the playing field by giving free and easy access to all these tools to support you. So I'll pause kind of the demo there and kick it back over to Gabby, but hopefully that was helpful to give a brief preview of our platform.
So again, the whole point of this workshop is to work smarter, not harder. AI is just a large language model with publicly accessible data. So I put together a deep dive toolkit. This is the overview, first infographic. So first you want to find active job postings. Make sure to find out how to network on LinkedIn and beyond with strategic networking opportunities online and in your location, whether that's DC, New York, et cetera. You can use AI to access ROI-driven professional development opportunities. What's going to be a good return on your investment given where you're at in your career, where you want to go. Make sure to ask and answer. You can use AI to answer and ask the right interview questions for how to make an immediate impact and fill critical gaps for that employer. And then you can also find out how to negotiate your salary at a current or new job opportunity. And so for the deeper dive, so these are the different constructive prompts that you can use in ChatGPT, Gemini, or Copilot. So for example, for finding active job postings, I make sure to use search parameters to find job postings that were posted within the last 14 days, as those are going to be more active, and hiring managers and recruiters are only recruiting for candidates, especially in this job market, within those parameters. So for example, you can put in your AI search in your AI platform, AI search engine, to find job listings for X title and Y background posted within the last 14 days. And I also like putting in what are the best hidden job search engines for X profession and Y title and industry that I'm looking for. And then in terms of, how do I strategically network on LinkedIn and beyond? So let's say, especially you're cold messaging somebody on LinkedIn because you want to, find that you found the hiring manager through the job description, or you want to network with them on LinkedIn to understand, how you can pivot in your career, grow in your career, work at that company. So you can ask AI specifically, hey, can you craft me a good message to send to a LinkedIn connection request based on the fact that this is their profile, they're a hiring manager, et cetera, and make sure the message expresses my gratitude, gives them a compliment, et cetera. When I send especially cold outreach messages on LinkedIn, I express my gratitude, give that person a compliment, and explain, why I'm reaching out to them in hopes to connect with them. And then also in terms of networking just beyond LinkedIn, you can ask your AI search engine, what strategic networking opportunities, events, and platforms are there for X professionals in Y location and online. So if you're in DC, New York, there may be different professional associations and networking opportunities and events you would want to attend to grow in your career. And then in terms of specific professional development opportunities, let's say you want to expand your experience in SEO, content creation, engineering, marketing, what have you, you can ask AI to ask you for specific professional development opportunities for that profession you have with a high ROI. That's going to give you a great return on your investment if you're looking to grow certain skills, transition in your field, or grow within the field you're currently in. And then also, I like if you ask it, hey, given X price range, which professional development opportunities should I pursue to grow Y skill? And then also in terms of interview prep, it's really great. So you can ask, based on X job description, can you give me a list of questions to ask the hiring manager or recruiter, and make sure the questions highlight my experience, they're personalized, and how can I actually fill critical gaps and make an immediate impact? So you want to make sure that why not use AI to your advantage to make more personalized interview questions and show how you can fill critical gaps and make an immediate impact in that role with that hiring manager or recruiter in your interview. And then AI can also give you, hey, can you send me a set of potential questions, expected responses, and relevant insights for the role preparing for an interview at that company if I'm specializing in XYZ domain. And then finally, you'll want to negotiate salary once you've gone through all that steps and hopefully landed that new job or current job offer you have, based on this title that I have currently, or that, I got a new offer at based on my years of experience and the current market research, what salary negotiation tactics should I use with the hiring manager or recruiter? And, if you're currently at a job, you want to negotiate salary for, based on my job title, my years of experience, and my current market research data, what salary negotiation tactics should I use, and how should I communicate with my hiring manager or recruiter about setting up conversations or other methods for negotiating my salary based on performance, X metrics, et cetera. So AI can really help you. These aren't, set prompts you can use. These could be a good starting guide for you, but I would definitely tweak them. AI is going to give you not always like that human touch, so sometimes you got to play with it as well to make sure it's going to fit the parameters that you're looking for. But I think this is a pretty good, in general, deep dive overview, not only for your job search, but also for your professional development. Because even if you're currently in a role right now, it's really great to network on LinkedIn and beyond, just to expand your professional development, pursue different courses and things like that.